Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Aini, and we'll be facing off against the Viego adventure from the Nightmares campaign. Um, I wanted to complete the quest that requires you to beat a 5+ star adventure with either Aini or Anivia. I thought Anivia would do it, but then I realized they changed it. Before it was just any 5+ star adventure, now it's just 5+ star adventures from either the Nightmares campaign or from the World Adventures campaign. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I did try to face off against Fiddlesticks, but it proved way too hard for my 3-star Aini. I didn't really get any resources to upgrade her beyond this point, so we're just sticking with 3 stars. I have managed to beat a 5+ star adventure before. Back when they first released Lysandra, I played a aggressive setup on Aini and did beat her then. But things are different now. Viego is significantly harder than Lysandra, so we're doing something different today. Or from what we did back then. I'm taking Echoing Spirit and Grand General's Counterplan. Combined together, I get a free copy of Aini's Champion spell every turn, and Aini's Champion spell is free, and draws a card when we play it, so we basically get a free draw one every turn while Aini is on board. Combine that with the Laurent Blade Rack, we should be able to keep control of the board fairly nicely. Now, the only problem we'll have is closing out the game, but that can be fixed by getting a good power here. Grander Plaza. It feels kind of bad to reroll Grander Plaza, specifically because it's an epic and it's fairly decent. But my units already have Challenger by default while Aini is on board. So do I really need Grander Plaza? Then again, the extra stats are very good. So maybe I should pick it up anyway? I will try it out. We'll just have to use our rerolls on the champion, on the support champion. Try to get something that synergizes with our game plan. A champion from Piltover and Zone would be nice. Let's toss the Spell Slinger back, keep 3 Ainis. I would like a... Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's almost all of the Ainis I have in my deck. Not exactly what I wanted. I wanted some Ainis because I wanted to get some copies of the Disintegrate, but I feel like this is too many Ainis. I would rather have the 1-drop from our deck, the... what's it called? The Legion Saboteur. It would help deal with one of the opponent's units, or an additional one of the opponent's units. Oh well, we'll manage. We'll have a stun for the Arachnoid Horror next turn. We can play it alongside the Prefect, in case we need to jump block the Mist. Or we can do it alongside the Spell Slinger. Maybe not. Because the opponent's playing a Vile Fist. That's a problem. Actually, I was considering my options and I'll do this. This way the Arachnoid Horror dies if he attacks. And I can also just Spell Slinger stun the Encroaching Mist. It wastes the Encroaching Mist. Ooh. He's giving priority back to me. This is an ideal case scenario. Now he attacks with the Arachnoid Horror, that's fine, I'll gladly trade my
What do you think, Fang?
Spell Slinger into it, and then I can use the Aini here to kill that Spiderling, and I only take 7. Normally, one of these deck's main problems is that you don't really have a lot of longevity. You have no innate healing in the deck, and we're playing Noxus, so our regeneration is pretty bad. But considering we have Grander Plaza, there's a chance we just get lifesteal in our units when we summon one, and that helps us stay alive for longer. So far it didn't work, but soon it will work. I have hope at least. I'll just keep the board relatively clear. Next turn we can go for a Guile into Death Sand at the same time. So that way I kill that thing. Maybe I should kill the Frenzied Skitterer instead. Do this and this to try and draw a card. Okay, well, unfortunately we got something that can't block. That's a bit of a problem. Let's try to minimize the damage taken by stunning the Encroaching Mist. Now I have to block here. And I think I have to block with the Prefect too, unfortunately. And I take the 17. Let's drop down an Annie. Still no lifesteal. Okay, this is a bit better. We didn't get the lifesteal on the defensive turn. So now there's a chance we get lifesteal on the Mana Soul Student. No lifesteal. This is a problem. I desperately needed that lifesteal to stay alive. Let's cycle some of our disintegrates. We're definitely doing that on those two. We can trade them in, or trade in with Fanny and the Reckless Trifarian. We'll just do this. Let's trade like so. Actually, the one that has regeneration should block the highest attack unit. Okay, the opponent has 4 cards in hand. He has 2 Spiderlings on the board. Next turn I can stun off one of his units, get rid of the other one with the Death Sand. I have House Spiders to block some of the opponent's units, but I'm still drawing too many Aenis. Let's stun here, kill that one, because it's too large. Slowly and surely we're killing the opponent too. Ooh, Iron Ballista with lifesteal. That's a nice roll. Let's develop the House Spider. Now we have even units on either side of the board, so even if he attacks I can still block. Like this.
Your aura is so blue.
Let's disintegrate there, ensure the entire board, or the opponent's entire board, is dead. And we go back up to 21. So for this first encounter, we only needed to spend basically more than half our health in order to win. The thing is, I don't win with just attacking like this, right? Nope. I need to do something else. While it pains me to do this, actually I can just do this instead. I was considering dropping down the spell slinger, but I only cared about passing priority back to the opponent to let him place something, so I could see what I wanted to do a bit better. Now that he has played the card, I know I can just do this.
It's Kythera, Annie. Hey, Tibbers.
I can just do this, stun 2 of the opponent's units. In fact, I'll do this, cycle all of our disintegrates. Just to see if I want to do something different, because I intend to drop down the Tibbers, clear the opponent's entire board and swing for game. There doesn't appear to be anything stopping us from doing that. I wonder what the opponent has in his hand that he refuses to play. Ah, fresh offerings. Makes sense. That would definitely be a problem if it weren't for the fact that I can just do this and remove his very large unit. Not the cleanest game, but to be fair, the opponent's deck was rather rough to deal with. It just kept generating a unit for free every turn on his attack turn or on his attack, and that's a bit too much for us to deal with, I think, especially at fast speed. Glorious Evolution, Bouncing Bomb, Battering Ram. If we pick Glorious Evolution, that gives us access to Piltover and Zone, and that's important because Piltover and Zone spells deal damage, which synergizes with our game plan a bit. So I think this is fine, especially considering it has a double time watch. It might be a bit of a pipe dream, but I think we'll eventually be able to play it. Hilawi, Yumi, Lissandra. None of these are that appealing. Watchful Idol with regenerations is interesting though. It basically gives us a free tentacle every turn for the rest of the game, as long as the opponent doesn't kill the Watchful Idol. No. None of these are that synergistic. Let's reroll once, see if we can do something, get something better. Heimerdinger is interesting. That's a way to close out the game, just drown the opponent in the value from the turrets. And it's built over end zone, so we'll have access to some good spells. Yeah, let's pick up Heimerdinger. Mistwraith, Bright Steel Protector. Give the opponent's strongest unit barrier. That might actually be a bit of a problem for us. But I think it's easier to deal with than the constant value from the Mistwraiths. Just drawing a card every time one of the Mistwraiths die. And these units won't have Fearsome, so it will be a bit easier for us to deal with them. Let's toss this. Keep the Disintegrate and the Annie. Yeah, I'll keep one Disintegrate and one Annie, just in case I don't draw another Annie. I shouldn't have. I drew 3 Annies. Now, if the opponent has single combat, I just lose, so let's pass priority back to him. Try to bait him into playing, so he has less than 2 mana, so now I can play Annie without having to worry about the opponent using single combat on Annie. Let's see if I draw the 1-drop. I would definitely like to draft some more 1-drops. It would definitely benefit us to play another one alongside Annie, so we can double trade into the opponent's units. Oh, Encroaching Mist has Overwhelm. That's a worst case scenario for us. I don't even know what to do now. I guess I have to stun the 7 attack unit. I'll let him pull the Annie. Let's cycle this disintegrate. Okay, thermogenic beam. I think the correct choice is Mana Soul Student.
I can see the magic.
It's a decently statted unit, so it won't die to anything the opponent does, or it shouldn't. And then it allows us to go any here. Let's play the Flash of Brilliance. Elusive on the Mana Soul Student, that's nice. We can actually go here and here.
I can,
Double disintegrate. We'll kill the Great Horn with the thermogenic beam. Then we'll kill the Lohan Blade Keeper with the Annie. And we'll kill the Fleet Threader Tracker because it has Challenger with the Mana Soul Student. I think we've stabilized. Next turn I have to stun the Overwhelmer. That leaves us vulnerable to the 7 attack unit. But I can't do anything else, right? It's a bit unfortunate. Maybe I should disintegrate. Nah, I'll keep the disintegrate because I need to keep Annie, or I need it to keep Annie from potentially dying. He's using single combat to get rid of the Mana Soul Student. Actually, it won't work because my Mana Soul Student has Spell Shield. Definitely an interesting decision by the opponent. I'll lose the Annie if I do this. I think I'm fine with that, because this minimizes the amount of damage I take here. And if you even if he wants to trade with Annie, I can. He doesn't want to trade with Annie. I guess I'll give him the trade with Annie then. He is out of cards in hand, so I only have to worry about the stuff he has on board anyway. And then he has already leveled up, so this is fine. Next turn I can go Heimer. I can go for Heimer, I can stun. Never mind, the opponent drew a single combat right away. That's certainly something.
no one's the wiser.
How do I even want to do this? I guess I'll just pass. It's going to be a problem because that thing now has barrier. But at least now the Vanguard First Blade doesn't have a barrier. So small victories. Let's see if Tibers gets a good item. That's decent. Okay, he attacks with everything. I have to block like this, take another 10. I can Death Send here. Or I can do this. Transform this follower into this one. Now my Tipper survives. It's an expensive form of removal, but it's removal nonetheless. And now I have set up so that Shock Blast deals with that one. I can shock blast here and here. He has nothing. I stun that unit, strike with both of these. It's only 20 damage. So what do I do? It's not like I can do anything else. So I guess we stun there. And the next turn hope that the opponent doesn't go for a open attack with the Overwhelmer Encroaching Mist. He might just go for the open attack. Okay. The opponent chose to not win instead of just winning with the overwhelming unit. Okay, I messed up my order. I don't get to kill this C3 of Cloudfield. But it's fine. We're cycling through the units in our deck. Let's block like this. The NA trades favorably anyway because of the disintegrate. And I get to set up lethal for next turn.
You're something special.
Oh, I took way too much damage here. I need a healer encounter pretty bad. I lost around 20 health on the first game, then I lost around 15 health in the second game. That means I'll lose 10 health in our third game and I'll die. If things keep progressing this way. Play deal 1 to anything, your skills drain. That would be interesting. I don't know if that's good enough though. I'll pick it up, but I think it's a bit too slow. Shop or a solitary monk? Let's go for the shop. I don't think there's anything we really need to cut from our deck. Spellburn is good, helps us close out the game faster. Then we can buy an item for the captive greyback, which will turn this into a 4 mana summon 2/3s and draw 2, which is interesting. Sputtering Song Spinner could be good. Do I want to buy the Sputtering Song Spinner? It's healing, which we desperately need. Pythos might just be better though. Just because it allows us to combine it with the spell from Annie. The disintegrate to kill stuff. All players create a single combat in all players' hands. That might be a problem. He's just going to deal with Annie on the first turn. I need to let him have priority a bunch of times first before I can play Annie then. This is okay. Let's pass. It can no longer deal with Annie, right? He only has 1 mana. So let's do Annie. I can do double disintegrate Pythos. Like we'll disintegrate here, we'll disintegrate there. Like this. We're slowly and surely damaging the opponent's Nexus too. We'll Pythos that unit down. We're going to Annie this guy down.
Outrageous.
And we're stable? Relatively stable. The opponent has 4 cards in hand and he got an encroaching mist. So I guess we could be in a worse position. He has a single combat. Do I try to stun here? Perilous phase 3 removes one of the opponent's units no matter what. Let's think about it. I try to stun one of the opponent's units, the opponent just uses single combat to kill my Annie anyway. So maybe I should just do nothing.
Above the head.
Okay, now that he no longer has the option of the single combat available to him, I think I can do this. I take 3 here, but I'm fine with taking 3 because I don't die.
So soon.
I'll get to
You wanna
play Annie afterwards.
Tibbers? Come on, Tibbers. It's playtime.
And that's fine.
Lovely. Very nice.
That's unfortunate. That card would have been very useful. I need more mana to cast my spells. He's just going to kill Annie. Maybe I can do something here. I'll disintegrate. Pass priority back to him. A free attack. Well, that gets rid of Annie now, doesn't it?
Your favorite aminal.
And I can't even use disintegrate to kill that. At least not right now. I can do this.
Come out,
And then disintegrate here. And that dies.
down. This way. It's almost
I unfortunately drew most of the high end of this deck. At least I think I did. Or maybe it's more like most of my options right now are slow. And that's a problem. Because I need fast stuff. Especially considering the fact that the opponent's just going Vanguard Cavalry and he's probably going to win because of that. I need blockers. I specifically need to block those two. Otherwise I die. Well, I finally drew the Flash of Brilliance. Maybe that gives us something else to do. We're also burning most of the cards in my deck. Heimerdinger is now using the single combat finally. And the rally. Maybe I can do this. And that prevents the rally. I also get a free unit from it. Does that fizzle? It doesn't fizzle. That might be a problem. Let's drop down the free unit. He attacks with both units. I have to block both of them. I'll do this. I can drop down the Annie here and kill that guy.
Let's go make some friends, Tibbers.
Never mind, because he's rallying again. But I can waste this rally because I have the stun.
Are you ready, Tibbers?
Maybe we're fine. We can play Tibbers on something next turn, and that dies in the process too.
You're covered.
Never mind, it got barrier. I still think I need to play the Tibbers. next time it would take 1 or more damage, okay. It's just... I was thinking about playing the Disintegrate on the Laurent Protégé in order for it to die, but it doesn't work like that. And that thing has Overwhelm. That means I have to go for the Guile here. Actually, let's go Flash of Brilliance first. Just to see if I got something that would change my play, but no.
New recruit reporting in.
He's out of options, I think. Let's do this here, that there. Kill that unit, because it's the highest attack one right now on the field. I'll have to trade the Annie in, which is a problem. But we'll live, and that's the most important part. Let's get rid of the high attack one first. What should I do here? What should I do? Captive Greyback, he draws us 2. We go up to 10. I think that's fine. The glorious evolution's coming to screw us over in the long term. So this takes 4. It goes down to... Actually, I can kill the opponent's unit here by doing this. That's extremely important. I deny the Redoubted Valor by doing this. Sure, I don't get as much shielding as I would otherwise, but I have to take what I can get. $15 damage, we managed to pull through. And we technically only lost 1 health. We did end last game with 8 health, and we restored 4. So it's not like we lost that much. We're doing it somehow. Descend, Elixir of Skill, Prefect with +2/+2, Thorn of the Rose, Strike, refill your spell mana. I think it's Descend with Elixir of Skill. Unfortunately, it's the best option out of all of those. Wounded Prey, when an enemy with 2+ health is summoned, they'll want to it. I'll pick it up, sure. It might be relevant. Maybe it changes the break point. It definitely makes Tibbers better, because Tibbers deals damage to everything that's damaged. I'll take the healing. I need the best shot I can get at killing the Fiora. And there's no way I don't see myself pulling off this win without having a bit of a health buffer. Sure, the opponent can just close out the game with Fiora's effect, but we can kill Fiora. We just need to get to the point where we kill Fiora. And in order to do that, we need to have a bit of a buffer in terms of health.
Let's go make some friends, Tibbers.
4 + 2. I was seeing if I could kill the Fiora with just any, but I can't. I have to use the Disintegrate. Okay, this is a decent end. We have 2 Disintegrates and 2 Death Sands, so we can kill 2 of the opponent's units. Next turn, we can... Actually, no. We can go for double Death Sand. But we can kill the Fiora here. We'll just stand there, deal damage there, and Disintegrate there. The opponent only has 1 mana, it's not like he can do much with 1 mana. Meanwhile, I actually have a decent play for 1 mana. Patient Saboteur definitely helps us keep control of the board. Whatever I play here, I end up overdrawing or not getting full value out of my cards. Let's just pass the turn. If the opponent wanted to pass the turn, I would have been fine with that.
Where there's fire, there's timbers.
I think I win the long game.
Day night night.
So him passing the turn would have been fine.
I'm
What's
actually
not
here.
fine is me not having a lot of viable plays here.
It's Kythera, Annie. Hey, Tibbers.
Let's just stun that and Perilous Pastry there. Kill that thing. Do I want to let that thing live with 2 health? Honestly, no. I'd rather do this. Sure, I deal to less damage to the opponent's nexus, but it's just a insurance in case the opponent has buffs. That might be problematic if I leave that unit on board. Let's do that, stun the Encroaching Mist. We can do this here and this here. Oh, I messed up the ordering again. It's fine. The opponent's unit's dying anyway. Actually, no, it doesn't. He gets some stuff from it.
Fall to our standard.
It's okay, it's just a minor setback. It's unfortunate that we got a reckless treffer in with lifesteal, because we weren't able to get value out of it,
Okay.
but it's fine. Now let's make sure we don't mess up the ordering this time. In fact, I don't even need to go for a disintegrate this time. I can just descend and the opponent's unit's gone. And the opponent's nexus is gone too.
Behind you.
Unless he has something? No, he doesn't. Okay, I messed up, but we managed to win in the end, and that's all that matters. Now we just need to do the same thing against Viego, a guy that has Spell Shield by default and has a way to resummon Viego and just grows infinitely larger every turn. Yeah, we'll be fine. Let's pick up the Spell Shield on the enemy, make it harder to kill and move on. Phalanx, Reunited, Sweet Solitude. Unfortunately, only the Reunited is useful, and even then it's not that great. We need something better. Hold it, Elemental Winds, Raiding Party. Elemental Winds increases the damage of our spells and skills, sure. But our game plan isn't aggressive enough for that to be relevant, at least I don't think. On the other hand, Raiding Party synergizes very well with our spell burn. It makes our units a bit larger, or the top unit of our deck a bit larger. Hold It is interesting as well, because it allows us to stall for time. Honestly, yeah, let's pick up the Hold It. Our deck's already a lot more controlling, so stalling for time is fine. Now the question is, can we take on the Evershade Stalker? The answer is I think not, because the opponent is really good at going wide, and I'd rather deal with tall than wide boards. Captive Greyback, no, let's keep the Annie and the Pythos instead. Actually, I should keep the Thermogenic Beam, because Thermogenic Beam deals 2 damage no matter what, because of our Pyromania. Oh, it's something to remember for next game. With the Spell Shield, I'm a lot more comfortable dropping down any on the first turn. Let's disintegrate that, set up so that any kills it. If he wants to play another unit, I'm fine with that, because I can just fight toss it down. I'll thermogenic beam it down. Thermogenic beam is slow, so it's a bit harder to fit into place than the Pythos, which is fast. Opponent gets an encroaching mist, though encroaching mists with challenge are a problem. Fortunately, he got stunned immediately. How do I want to do this? Do I Flash of Brilliance? I'm going to Flash of Brilliance, see what we get. Eclectic Collection. Let's Pythos disintegrate. This way we get rid of the Smith, which would give all of the opponent's units buffs. And I still have enough spare mana for Guile and Disintegrate, in case I need to deal with something on the opponent's side. Let's Guile that. He has nothing? Perfect. We're now in a position where I can just drop down mana, so I'll drop down Tibers on my offensive turn. I'm going to Guile there. Nah, there's no need. I can just disintegrate. Rather than save this problem for later, let's just deal with it now. I was pondering whether I should do this or stun it, then deal forth to everything with Tibers. But this is better. Remove the problem now instead of later. That thing gets stunned. We're starting to burn cards, which means we need to start playing cards. Let's stun there. I have a Annie in hand, so I'm fine with that. Annie has spell shield, so that doesn't even do anything. I'm fine if the opponent pulls Annie, yep. In fact, I can even disintegrate this guy and then play the Annie that I get off of the Grand General's counter plan. And my Uni rallies on that because of the item we got on Earth.
His name is Timbers, and he's not just a
And then we can play the Prefect. We'll just attack with everything. I could kill the C3 the Bold right now. Do I want to do that, however? I'll do this. I'll disintegrate, then thermogenic beam. It maximizes the damage I deal because I get to play two cards which buff the Prefect. Instead of 17, I deal 19 now. And the next turn we'll just open attack, and that will be the end of the opponent. Just like this. Bam, bam, bam. That was significantly better than all of our previous showings. Let's keep it up. We're only one encounter from Viego. Event Horizon, Sputtering Song Spinner. Now let's pick up more Prefects. It's a card that's already in my deck, so there's no way it's bad. Farsight Alteration Spell Slinger, unfortunately I don't feel like it's that good. We're already struggling with cutting cards from our deck or playing cards because all of our cards are rather slow. I'd rather have the deep cuts, yeah. It's a bit of extra damage, helps us close out the game a bit faster. Carnivore Soldier, Swift Wing Flight. It might be easier to deal with the Carnivore Soldier, right? Yeah. Sure, his units are larger, but as long as none of his units have Overwhelm, it should be fine. Swiftwing Flight, on the other hand, has Challenger on most of his units, and that's a problem, because with that, we'll struggle to keep an any in the board. Do I keep the Glorious Evolution in hand? It's very stupid, but I'm going to do it, just because I want to pull it off at least one game. That's fine. Let's pass priority back to the opponent, see what he does. Okay.
Come on, Tippers.
Let's play the Annie. We can kill that unit. Yeah. Let's disintegrate there. I can thermogenic beam that thing. And that way we clear two of the opponent's units. Next turn he gets a encroaching mist, which, as long as he doesn't get the overwhelming encroaching mist or the challenger one, I think things will be alright. He also has a curse in hand, maybe he gets tempted to play the curse. Of course he gets the overwhelming encroaching mist. He gets two of them, in fact. We'll stun the larger one, and we're taking the 9 here. We're taking the 22 here, I should say. Let's block here. Actually, let's block here. We'll block like this. Try to minimize the amount of damage taken, while also clearing one of the opponent's units. Ouch. Ouch. I definitely shouldn't have kept the Glorious Evolution. I want the opponent to play stuff here. He's getting rid of the curse, that's good. Him using this here on his defensive turn is great. As long as the units, or he's playing these units on his defensive turn, that means he's not using them to deal damage to my Nexus. I'm even going to use the Gal to see if he plays something else here. Okay, keep wasting your onslaughts of shadows on a turn that doesn't matter, opponent. I'm sure that's going to work out great for you long term. I forgot the disintegrate. Well, I'm a dum-dum. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. There's no need to panic. The opponent only has 4 cards in hand, or 3 cards in hand, 4 at the start of the next turn. Just have to get lucky, and that thing gets done right away, so that's fine. Now I only have to worry about potential encroaching mists he summons here. Like that one. That one's a problem. We'll just Perilous Space 3 disintegrate that down. That's one problem gone. Those saplings are very large. I I can Tiber's one of them. I don't have any better place, I don't think. I guess I can stun one of them and then let the other one pull the Annie. And now I don't regret stunning that one, because I get to stun that encroaching mist with the Tibers. He might pull the Annie, but he doesn't pull the Annie, he pulls the Tibers instead. Why? Why would he do that? For what purpose? I have no idea. I can Glorious Evolution. I can also Chakram Dancer, start draining the opponent's Nexus. Decisions. He has 2 cards in hand. He probably can play something here. Or maybe not. Maybe he can play something here. Or maybe he finally decided to start making good decisions instead of bad ones, and he's saving his summon ephemeral unit effects for now. Summon an exact copy of an ally, except it's a 1/1. I mean, it's still stunned, so it's fine. What do I do? I can Glorious Evolution, reduce the cost of everything in my hand. Honestly, I'm very tempted to do this. It's just cost reduction. Gives priority back to the opponent. Sure, he plays the Encroaching Mist now, but I can just stun it for free with the Guile. Shark Chariot. That's okay. Let's Chakram Dancer. That thing can just be traded onto by one of the spiderlings, or one of the spiders, I should say. Yep, that's fine. And now with the Chakram Dancer on board, I can start to heal back up using my Felden skills. Let's drop down to Prefect. That's a waste. Nothing, really. Well, that might be a problem for you, opponent. Honestly, I'm fine with just slowly chipping away at the opponent's health total. It allows us to get a little bit more healing with the Chakram Dancer. Let's Glorious Evolution again. Further reduces the cost of my cards, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Now my cards are basically free. And so far the Eimerdingers haven't been relevant at all. Poor guys. They won't be relevant throughout the entire adventure. Maybe in the last game things will change a little bit. We'll see. This is fine. Let's let those two die. And now he gets nothing, and I just kill him and go back up to full health. As it turns out, the Chakram Dancer was a very nice pickup. It does give us the bit of healing the deck needed. Now we only have to deal with Viego, which normally would be easy, but Viego starts off the game with Spell Shield. Spell shield. Let's pick up the house spider. Shadow totem any. Immortal any. Or excavator's charge any. Shadow totem any is interesting. We get to kill 2 things on the first turn. You know what? Sure. Let's pick up the Shadow Totem. And now we can cut a card from our deck. I'm very tempted to cut the Glorious Evolution. Sure, it was nice to reduce the cost of all our cards everywhere by 1. But do I really need to do that? When I could be doing something else instead? Yeah, let's cut it. Unfortunately, it's just too slow.
This world can stop me.
Well, now that I think about it, I can use the guile that we get for free to remove the spell shield from the Viego. Wait, this Viego doesn't start with spell shield? I was 100% certain that there was an encounter where a Viego starts with spell shield.
Come out, wherever.
But apparently it's not this one. Maybe it's a different one. Maybe it's a harder version of this encounter. Who knows? Well, either way, I don't want Viego to stick around. So let's disintegrate him. I'll kill both of those units. Like this. We're also working towards Zany's level up. The Encroaching Mist has Fearsome, which is a problem because Zany can't block into it. But it could be significantly worse. That thing gets stunned. I can kill that Encroaching Mist in a relatively simple manner. I have to do damage there, disintegrate there. Actually, let's do here instead. Try to minimize the amount of damage taken. All of these are fast, so I can even do stun here, Pythos there, disintegrate there. Everything gets cleared, that thing gets stunned. Okay, this is a perfect turn. Or as perfect as a turn as we could get.
Where there's fire, there's timbers.
One of the opponent's largest threats is gone. Does the opponent run Commander Ledros in his deck? I don't think so. I think this is the largest thing he has access to. So we're in the clear. Or we're almost in the clear. We're going to start burning cards here. I need to empty my hands somehow. I'm going to disintegrate that thing. Depending on how things go, I might either Perilous Pastry or do something else. Let's disintegrate that thing as well. I can kill 3 things, one with any and the other with the Perilous Pastries. Okay, he's getting rid of the curses. Let's use the Perilous Pastries for the clear. Because they are slow. And this does free up some hand space.
It's almost time.
Let's keep giving the opponent some curses. Now they have a choice to either play that thing or play an actually decent card. Chakram Dancer. It's very tempting to go for it now, but I'm going to be greedy. and do this first to maybe set up a kill with the Chakram Dancer. Honestly, I'm fine with that. As long as we can drop down the Chakram Dancer, we start healing with all our spellcasts. So that doesn't really matter. We're going to burn a card. Yep, we're going to burn a card next turn. I don't think I care. We have enough tools in our hand to deal with anything the opponent throws at us. Or at least I'd like to think we have enough tools. It's very good that the opponent's doing that on a defensive turn instead of an offensive one. Sure, it generates a scary board and he ramps up his mists. But as long as I kill the Viego, nothing else is going to matter. Let's do this even. Generate some board presence by doing that. And I suppose I'll heal by doing this. Doesn't really accomplish much to attack with everything because the opponent's going to just block with his units anyway. So let's just pass. We burn a card next turn. The opponent's going to get a Viego back. Yep, he gets a Viego back. 5 to an enemy. Spawn 3, 3 to the enemy nexus. Really? You're killing the Chakram Dancer. Well, in that case I'll just do this. And then we do this. That house spider is really buffed up. And let's just kill the Viego. And deal with most of the opponent's board. Ooh. Normally I would be worried, but I can just thermogenic beam disintegrate. So we're fine instead. Next turn I can go to Prefect, drop down an Eclectic Collection. That, actually no, I can't. I don't have enough mana. I'll still play the Prefect though, just to start ramping up
Special, aren't you, Annie?
its attack value. We're nowhere near killing the opponent, but we'll get pretty close. Really? I guess the opponent doesn't see Annie as a threat. That's why he's not wasting any removal on her. Though it wouldn't really be a waste, since Annie is the main reason why we're still in this game. She's just giving us all the tools to keep the board in check.
You can do better than that.
I think our deck is mostly Annie's by this point.
Come on, see what you got?
No, never mind, we still have some other cards that are not Annie in there. I guess we still have Heimerdingers in there. We haven't seen one this game, at least I don't think, unless I burned one. Ooh. Right, the opponent takes a bunch of damage from the curse because of the deadly. Sure. Debuff my entire board, see if I care, opponent. Let's drop down the Spell Slinger, fill up our board so I can drop an Eclectic Collection. That's for the maximum value. Sure, let that go through. The opponent's going to get one of those next turn. But I seriously doubt he's actually going to be able to do anything with that. I can just... In fact, he dies next turn at the start of the round, but I can just do this and close out the game now instead. He's struggling, but it's not good enough. So it's just win. Well, that was challenging but satisfying. It's definitely easier than Fiddlesticks. I did try this a bunch of times against Fiddlesticks, but I ended up losing every time. The opponents just have way too much removal, and he doesn't really get to stick on board like it does in this adventure. And you can't really accumulate the value we got to showcase here by casting Disintegrate a bunch of times. So yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.